This is a Squier Stratocaster Infinity Series. Another marketplace find. This one cost me $100. Let's see if we can make it more than just rust and dust. Well, if you're a returning viewer and you've seen my other videos, then you know that this is not just a restoration. We're going to resto mod this, so let's see if I got some bits and pieces lying around that we can throw into this to make it a little bit cool. This one's an ICS serial number, making it out of the Court factory, built in Indonesia in 2017. Other than the rusty parts and a few scratches on its bum, this one's in pretty good nick. The rust tells me she's probably been left in a garage or something like that. Looking at these pickups, they've got twin magnets, a little bit like P90s, which tells me there's likely these have got a really low wind count and trying to compensate for that with extra magnets. I do have a feeling these will have kind of a weak mid-range, so I'm going to leave them in there because I don't have any other single coils. So let's see if they surprise me. Bonus info, don't forget to take that second layer of plastic off. The shielding paint that you see in there is a little bit like low alcohol beer or decaffeinated coffee. It's weak as piss, so I'm going to strengthen it up with some shielding tape. I'm just getting into this with some good cleaning solution because I have a feeling the previous owner's sticky man juice is all over this thing. It's pretty foul. I'm going to get into this with my micro abrasion pads. The bottom of this has got some scratches where it looks like it's been leaned up on some concrete. Polyurethane on these is really thick, so I'm pretty sure I can get this sanded out and then we'll buff it out with the polisher. The machine heads on these are actually half decent. Contrary to popular belief, if your machine heads got good gears and nice and tight, they will hold tune. It's usually your setup that has the tuning stability problems, and the main culprit is usually the nut and your string trees. With that said, I'm going to keep those machine heads, but I'm going to change the buttons on them. I want more of a vintage look on the buttons. But the machine heads, I think they'll be alright. We'll see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong and be absolute crap shit. Well guys, if you're enjoying the content and you want to see more, help me out. All you got to do is like the video, subscribe, hit the bell and leave me a comment. Pretty simple and it's free to do. These necks have got sort of a satin matte finish on them. It's not oiled, so it kind of just feels cheap. So I'm going to take this back enough to get some colour into it. I'm going to oil the neck this time. I'm not going to put a gloss finish on this one. I might do that later, but for now, I just want to get some colour into it so it looks a little bit more vintage. This is a little bit more yellow than what I'd like. I have run out of my maple stains, so maybe I'll richen it up a little bit later on. But for now, I'm working with what I've got. Let's tear down all these bits and pieces that have got little bits of surface rust on them, see if we can get them cleaned up. Time to head out to the garden shed workshop. Throw all these bits in the ultrasonic, see if we can get them cleaned up. Now, for whatever reason, this ultrasonic does some crazy shit with the microphone. It's like as bad as listening to Taylor Swift over and over and over. Yep, I got a teenage daughter. And over. Much like the scratch plate, these have still got their plastic on them. I got a feeling this guitar was bought and stuck in the corner. Never played. What a shame. Now that I've got these all nice and cleaned up, I'm going to pop some lubricating oil into the gears, and these will be sweet as. I've got these vintage style mini tuning buttons that I'm going to put onto the Squier tuners, just to get a little bit more of a vintage look to them. It's not going to hold tune any better, but it will look cool. Well, I guess you could say that was pretty successful. That is shinier than my fat bald head. I do have this vintage cream scratch plate. Now I know some of you would be screaming at me telling use the black one, use the black one. Yeah, I agree the black one's cool. But you know what? I like the vintage cream. I think it looks super cool on here. So the black one looks like a Squier. You put the cream one on and it kind of looks a bit more like a vintage Strat, which I'm digging. So that's what we're going with. Nope, that's not packing tape going on the back of there, boys and girls. That's shielding tape. If you want to learn about it, how and why, there's a link up in the top right hand corner. If you want to see what this guitar ends up like, then subscribe and hit the bell. Part 2 will be out next week. In the meantime, if you want to see some more cool resto mods, check out this video here.